Hello students, let's learn about Kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista is the second kingdom found by the R.H. Whittakers. Kingdom Monera were the unicellular prokaryotes, whereas Protistans are unicellular eukaryotes. Kingdom Fungi, Plantae and Animalia contains multicellular eukaryotic animals. Kingdom Protista. All the members of the Kingdom Protista are unicellular and eukaryotes. They form a link with Kingdom Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. They all are primarily aquatic, means they live in freshwater or in marine conditions, and they reproduce both asexually and sexually. Kingdom Protista is divided into 5 main groups: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans, out of which chrysophytes, dinoflagellates and euglenoids are photosynthetic protists, whereas slime molds and protozoans are saprophytic or predator or parasitic in nutrition. So first group is chrysophytes. All the chrysophytes are photosynthetic in nature, means they prepare their own food because they have chlorophyll pigment in them. They may live in freshwater or they may have marine habitat. So examples are diatoms and golden algae, which are known as dasmids. Now diatoms. Diatoms are the chief producers in the ocean. Their cell wall contains of two thin overlapping shells which forms a soap box like structure. The upper part is known as the epitheca, whereas the lower part is called the hypotheca. The cell wall of the diatom has silica in their cell walls, so which is indestructible in nature. So it gets accumulated in the cell walls, so it forms the diatomaceous earth or diatomite or kieselguhr when the animal or the protist dies. Moreover, it is abrasive in nature, so it is also used for polishing and for filtration purposes. Next chrysophytes are the desmids. Desmids are unicellular in nature, but their structure is such that they are differentiated into two parts and they are linked with the help of a bridge. Nucleus is present in the center, and moreover they contain the folded chloroplast, which helps them for the photosynthesis process to make the food. Next are the dinoflagellates. They all are photosynthetic and inhabited all are marine, means they live in the sea or oceans. They may have pigments green, yellow or golden brown color. If they are green, then they may contain chlorophyll pigment. If they are yellow, they may contain beta carotene. If they are golden brown, they may contain xanthophyll pigments. Example is Nautiluca scintillans, exhibit bioluminescence. They show blue color in the sea. So this blue color is due to the Nautiluca scintillans. Next comes the structure of the dinoflagellates. So the body is enclosed in the stiff cellulosic plates. There are two unequal flagella. One is longitudinal and the other is the transverse. The longitudinal flagellum is present at the end, whereas transverse flagellum present at the center. Then the dinoflagellate like goniolex, sometimes these red goniolex dinoflagellates undergo rapid multiplication and forms a red tide over the sea, which may be poisonous and may kill several aquatic species inside the sea or the ocean. So next are the euglenoids, the third group. They are also the photosynthetic in nature. So euglenoids are photosynthetic and they live in, or their habitat is freshwater. The body lacks cell wall but they have pellicle present outside their cell membrane. So pellicle is proteinaceous in nature. They have long flagellum and a short flagellum. The short flagellum helps in the photosynthesis, whereas the long flagellum helps in the locomotion. Then the mode of nutrition is autotrophic and heterotrophic. That means they show mixotrophic type of nutrition. Next group is of slime molds. Slime molds are saprophytic or saprophytic protists, and they are saprophytic protists, and moreover on this onset of the favorable conditions, the individual cells they form aggregated structures which are multicellular plus vegetative. They are known as plasmodium and they grow in a huge mass wherever they are present, and then they form the fruiting body that is called sporangia, which bears the spores. Then comes the last group of the protistans, that is protozoans. They are predator or parasitic in nutrition, means they depend on the other organisms or live in the body of the other organisms for their nutrition requirements. They are considered primitive relatives of the animals. They are aquatic, means they can live in fresh water as well as in marine habitat. Based on the organs of locomotion, protozoans can further be divided into amoeboid, flagellated, ciliated, and sporozoans. Amoeba uses pseudopodial movements. Flagellated shows, like Euglena, shows movement with the help of the flagella. Ciliated protozoans shows movement with the help of cilia. And sporozoans, they don't have any special organs. They show some sort of gliding movements for their locomotion. So we'll do it one by one. First is the amoeboid protozoans. They live in fresh water or marine or in the moist soils. So they capture food using the pseudopodia. And this process of capturing food by the help of the pseudopodia in amoeboid protozoan is known as phagocytosis. Some are the parasites in nature, like Entamoeba histolica, which causes amoebic dysentery and lives in the small intestine or the large intestine of the human body. Second type are the flagellated protozoans. They possess flagella. They may be free living or parasitic in nature. Parasitic forms causes diseases. Example is Trypanosoma brucei, which causes sleeping sickness in the man. The third category of the protozoans are the ciliated protozoans. They have thousands of cilia present over their body, and the food is taken inside through the gullet. They have an anal pore and food vacuoles in them, and whole body is covered with the cilia, and cilia only is a structure which helps in the locomotion of the ciliated protozoan. So example is Paramecium. The last category of the protozoans are of sporozoans. They form spores and they don't have flagella or cilia over their body. They show some type of gliding motility or gliding movement for the locomotion. They are mostly parasitic or pathogenic. Example is Plasmodium vivax, which causes malaria in the humans. So here we finish with the kingdom Protista. Now we have come across twice with the term Plasmodium in this lecture. One at the time of studying slime molds and second at the time of studying sporozoa. Let's find out what's the difference in these two are. The differences mainly are the plasmodium of the slime molds, they are multinucleated vegetative structures or spores, whereas in plasmodium of sporozoa, these are uninucleated structures. Moreover, plasmodium slime molds are saprophytic in nutrition, whereas plasmodium of sporozoas are parasitic. They live inside the host body and causes diseases. That's all in this lecture. If you like this video, then hit like and subscribe the channel for the next videos.